Introducing your 2011 AAA Blues. Defenseman. Number 2, Patrick Komodowski. Defenseman. Number 7, Hutch Rubis. Forward. Number 9, Tyson Boyer. Defenseman. Number 10, John Peterson. Defenseman. Number 11, Malachi Smith. Defenseman. Number 12, Linus Brooks. Forward. Number 13, Brandon Bauer. Forward. Number 16, Braden Harris. Forward. Number 17, Jackson Giorgio. Defenseman. Number 19, Emerson Minimin. Forward. Number 21, Mason Blanchard. Forward. Number 27, Grant Fugner. Forward. Number 29, Ian Bowers. Goalie. Number 30, Max Stutzer. Goalie. Number 31, Luke Scannapieco. Forward. Number 66, Braden Schneider. Forward. Number 85, Gordon Crowley. Forward. Number 88, Luke Wessel. Forward. Number 91, Jonathan Zilm. Forward. Number 93, Ben Spatansky.
Okay, let's go.
Good afternoon, Blues fans. We are live here at the 17 Community Ice Center in St. Louis for today's matchup of your 2011 St. Louis Blues versus the Windy City Storm out of Chicago. Blues won last night 2-1 against the Omaha Mastery. Last night, Windy City went down 2-1 to Carshield. Both teams looking to come out fast today and bring the points and get on the board early. Blues get final instructions from the bench, and they are ready to head to the face-off dot. Blues are going to start with the Fugner, Boyer, and Film line up front. The defensive pair to start the game will be Patrick Hamadowski and Emerson Miniman. In goal for the Blues will be Luke Scanapieko, who is going back-to-back games after a really solid performance last night against Omaha. Windy City finishes up their pregame talk at the bench. They're tapping the goalie's pads, telling him good luck. And we are ready to get this game started as they come to the circle. And the face-off won by the Blues back to Komodowski. He circles in our defensive zone. He goes to his partner, Miniman. Miniman goes far side, tries to hit Boyer. That's picked up. Fugner grabs the loose puck, gets it back forward to Boyer. Boyer with pressure on him throws it far corner. Windy City comes up the far side boards. They go to the neutral zone. Komodowski circles in his zone, goes to Miniman. Miniman's pass hits off a skate, still gets to Fugner. Fugner crosses the red line. He puts it in deep. Fugner goes in on his own forecheck. Puck squirts to the point. Komodowski goes far corner with it. Windy City picks it back up. They go behind the boards, and it's going to come all the way around near side here. Good stick by Boyer, breaks up the pass. Windy City comes away with it. Crowley hits his man off the puck as he comes on for Fugner as he makes a change. Miniman's going to skate it out of the zone, crosses the red line. He flips it into the far corner. Here comes Bauer on the forecheck as he's fresh on the ice. He pushes it back deeper into Windy City's zone. Their defenseman picks it up, skates it behind the net. They hit a seam pass right up the middle and heads up. They got a 3-on-2 coming through the neutral zone. Great stick by Malachi Smith, breaks that up. Giorgio now on the ice. He's going to bring it in. Looks like we might have a new line configuration here, as we have Giorgio, Bowers, and Bauer on the ice. Puck comes to the sideboards. Bauer picks it up. He sends it in deep. Bowers goes to grab it. He hits his man. Puck squirts to the defenseman. And good play by Giorgio breaks up that play. Malachi Smith holds it at the blue line. Can't go back in as he had a player offsides. Puck comes back to Brooks. Schneider gets it from... Oh, maybe it's not a new line. Maybe we're just in the middle of a couple quick line changes. Good step at the line by Brooks. Schneider there to help him out. They push it back in. It squirts past Brooks' leg. Brooks goes off the boards to Schneider. Schneider puts it in deep, and they're going to go in on the forecheck. They send it around. Schneider intercepts that pass. He tries to get to the front of the net. He takes a hit. Harris picks up the loose puck. He's going to go far side to Fugner. Fugner shot. Glove saved by the Windy City goaltender. And he's going to hold on to it for a whistle here with 13:59 left here in the first period. So offensive zone face-off will be to the left of the Windy City goalie. Fugner lines up to take it. Ref backs him out. Face-off won by the Blues. Schneider sends it to Peterson. Peterson to Rubis. Rubis shot deflects just high. Schneider goes in on the boards. Peterson pinches, shot on net. Pad save, goes to the corner. Harris grabs it. He tries to go to Fugner. That gets knocked off his stick. Harris comes away with it again. He's going to skate it out top of the circle. He gives it to the point to Peterson. Peterson shot. That's on. Schneider there in front for the rebound. Gets his stick lifted. Windy City comes away with it. They're going to skate it out. They go far side, intercepted by Rubis. Rubis waits till Schneider clears. He puts it back in deep. Blues start the line change process. They're going to clear it up the sideboards. Pinched by Rubis, holds it. His pass to Fugner is intercepted and then hits his own man, but it squirts out. Windy City puts it in. It goes halfway into the Blues zone. Peterson picks it up, takes it behind the Blues net. Goes up the near side boards here, bounces over the stick of Harris. That's going to go all the way down on net. Blues able to finish their line change. Windy City bringing it into the Blues zone. Komodowski picks it off. He goes to Miniman. Miniman back to Komodowski. Komodowski passes to Wessel. Wessel quick one-time pass to Spatansky. As Spatansky gets absolutely leveled and draws a penalty. as Blues will go to the power play here with 12:53 left in the first period. They finish the line change. It will be Spatansky centering Wessel and Blanchard up front. Miniman, Kamadowski, the defensive pair. Offensive zone faceoff will come to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Spatansky lines up to take it. Face-off won by the Blues. The pass to the point is a absolute rocket over the stick of Kamadowski. Goes all the way down, settled by Scanapieko. Miniman picks it up. He gives it to Kamadowski. Kamadowski off the backboards to Miniman. Miniman up to Blanchard. Blanchard has a bounce off of his stick. Goes all the way into the Windy City zone. Windy City back into the neutral zone. Kamadowski grabs it. Tips it forward to Wessel. Wessel's pass off the mark. Going to have to be picked up by Miniman. Miniman goes to Kamadowski. Another incomplete pass by the Blues, and Miniman sends it back behind the net to Kamadowski. He's going to skate it out of the zone now. He makes it to the Blues blue line, drops it for Wessel. Wessel is going to bring it into the Windy City zone. He goes into the corner. He's got a little bit of space behind the net, out to the point to Kamadowski. Kamadowski to Miniman, far side on the point. Miniman pulls up. He takes a shot towards the net. That hits off a shin pad and is stopped. Good hold by Miniman at the point. Spatansky to Blanchard to Wessel. Wessel's shot, blocker save by the Windy City goalie. Good pinch by Miniman, puts it back in deep. Wessel grabs it. He hits Spatansky. Spatansky moves, shot, pad save. Windy City comes away with it. They go hard the boards the opposite side, bounce over the stick of Miniman. Miniman gives it to Spatansky, and here come the Blues back in with a 4-on-3 as Windy City starts to make a change. They hit Blanchard. Blanchard shot, gets through, but goes just wide. Windy City grabs it. They try to send it all the way up. Wessel stops as he was going for a change, picks up the loose puck off Brooks' skate. Kamadowski gives it back to Brooks. Here comes Brooks through the zone, gives it to Boyer. Boyer puts it in deep. And Giorgio comes out, grabs the loose puck. He sends it behind the net. Giorgio and Bauer now battle behind the net. Power play is over for the Blues. They send it out to the point to Smith. Smith to Brooks. Brooks steps, shot, tipped on by Zilm, and quickly covered by the Windy City goaltender. So Blues have Giorgio centering Zilm and Boyer up front. Defensive pair will continue to be Malachi Smith and Linus Brooks. Offensive zone face-off to the right of the Windy City goaltender coming up. Face-off is won by Windy City. Boyer hits him, knocks him off the puck. Giorgio, he takes a hit, and he draws a penalty as Blues are going to go back on the power play here with 10:50 left in the first period. Blues keep the same unit on the ice. It is going to be Giorgio, Zilm, Boyer still up front. Smith and Brooks, the defensive unit. Giorgio lines up for this draw. Face-off is won by the Blues. Zilm gives it to Smith. Smith to Brooks. Brooks back to Smith. It's intercepted. Good stick by Smith to get it to Giorgio, though. He gives it to Boyer. Boyer into the middle for Giorgio, bounces off him, and Windy City 2-on-2 back into the neutral zone. They're going to cross the red line. They try to put it in deep. Boyer picks that off. He's going to skate it in front of Scanapieko. He's going to bring it through the neutral zone with speed, chips it around one man. Next man grabs it. His exit attempt is picked off by Zilm. Zilm picks up the loose puck, takes it behind the net, out to Malachi Smith at the point. Smith's shot tipped on by Giorgio. Good save by the Windy City goaltender, and they're able to clear. That's going to go all the way down in what will be icing. 10:07 left here in the first period. Blues have 48 seconds left of the power play. Full line change coming for the Blues. Rubis and Peterson will be the defensive pair. Forward unit will be Fugner, Schneider, and Harris. Offensive zone face-off again to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Fugner lines up to take it. Face-off is won by the Blues. Harris picks it up in the zone, sends it back to Peterson at the point. Peterson makes a move on the line. He gives it to Fugner. Fugner takes a shot, deflects off a stick, and that's going to go into the netting behind the Windy City goaltender. 9:56 left in the first, tie game 0-0. 37 seconds left in the Blues power play. Same face-off location to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Fugner ties up his man. Blues win it. Harris tries to give it to the point. Peterson unable to hold it, so they have to retreat to the neutral zone. Rubis gives it back to Peterson. Peterson skates it, crosses the red line. He puts it on net. That's padded right in front of him. They send it out to the point. Peterson steps in and pulls that. He makes a reverse, gives it to Fugner. Fugner steps in. He goes down to the corner to Schneider. Schneider skates it behind the net. He reverses. He goes to Fugner in the corner. Fugner has it bounced but maintains control. Peterson to Rubis. Rubis down to the corner to Harris. Harris has it stop on him. Behind the net to Schneider. Schneider skates it. He tries to get it in front. Just misses Fugner's stick and heads up. Here comes Windy City the other way. And good back check by Rubis breaks that up as he comes away with it. He's going to hit Harris on the outlet pass. Harris crosses the red line. He's going to skate it, gets around one man. Fugner backs in, holds it in the point, and they kick it all the way back out to the blue zone. Komodowski circles, gives it to Miniman in his own zone. Miniman back to Komodowski. Komodowski has to hold off as the Blues start a line change. He's going to go for a skate now. He hits Bauer. Bauer brings it into the zone. He hits the top of the circle. Long shot, pad save. Far side to Miniman. Miniman shoots, stick save. They send it back out, and it clears into the neutral zone. Miniman picks it back up. Komodowski gives it back to Miniman. Up to Bauer. Bauer's pass picked off. Crowley fresh on the ice. Circles around. He gets it from Bauer. Big reverse hit by Crowley there. Knocks his man down. And Windy City grabs it, and they're going to throw it in deep. Scanapieko sends it hard off the boards for Bauer. Tips it to Crowley. Crowley takes a hit, able to get the puck into the zone. Windy City takes it back and heads up. Pinch was unsuccessful by the Blues. That's going to go all the way down in what should be an icing. And it is. 8:05 left here in the first period. Tie game 0-0. Blues have the Crowley, Bowers, and Bauer line up front. Looked like Crowley had missed a few shifts, had a bad blade on the skates. They've got that rectified, so he's back. Komodowski, Miniman will be the defensive pair. Face-off, won by Windy City. They go hard up the glass. That's going to go all the way to the blue zone. Komodowski can't have to hurry as he's got a man on him. He lifts the stick. He controls it, sends it behind the net for Miniman. Miniman's got a man on him, and Windy City player goes down, then Miniman goes down. Bowers battles for it. They get it. They go far side. They connect. Take it to the top of the circle. Long shot, hits something in front, goes to the corner. They get it up to Bowers on the sideboards. He's going to skate it into the neutral zone, chips it around one man. That's going to go all the way down, and they're going to call off the icing as their player stops skating. Windy City's pass out, goes all the way around back to the Blues zone. Brooks grabs it. He goes to his partner, Smith. Smith tries to hit Bowers far side. That's picked off. They chip it around Brooks and heads up. They had a 3-on-1 but lost control of the puck. They take it in the corner. Smith hits his man. Spatansky helps him out. They get it to Bowers. Bowers tries to hit Blanchard far side as he's fresh on the ice. It's out of his reach. And Windy City sends it back down all the way for an icing. So we'll have an offensive zone face-off. This one will come to the left of the Windy City goaltender. Spatansky, Wessel, Blanchard will be up front. Brooks and Smith will be the defensive pair. Face-off won by the Blues. Wessel sends it to Smith. Smith to the sideboards to Blanchard. Blanchard tries to get to the front to Spatansky. It hits the side of the cage, goes back into the corner. Blanchard battles on the sideboards with two players. Smith pinches in and pushes it. Windy City able to clear. Now Brooks have to get on his high horse. He's got a fast Windy City player against him. As looks like Windy City gets to it first, but Brooks is all over him. They push it to the far corner. They try to go up to the point. That is skated aside by Blanchard. Then Malachi Smith tries to send it up the boards, goes to the point. Long shot incoming. Deflects far corner. Windy City grabs it. They send it back to the point. Quick shot. Pad save back into the corner by Scanapieko again. Windy City with a little bit of sustained pressure here. Their shot deflects off a skate. Wessel picks it up. He makes a move around one guy. He's going to skate it across the red line. He's going to put it in deep, and Blues go for a change. Spatansky stays in on the forecheck. He breaks up their play. They have to reverse back behind their own net. Boyer, now fresh on the ice, is on the forecheck as Spatansky retreats to the Blues bench. They send it all the way down, and they're going to say, well, it is no icing because Giorgio grabbed it. Puck goes back in deep. Boyer, Zilm, and Giorgio now on the ice. Puck picked off by Rubis at the blue line. He sends it in deep. Boyer with room in the corner skates it out to the top of the circle to the point to Peterson. Peterson has it taken off his stick, and Windy City's got a 3-on-2 coming back the other way. They go far side. Boyer back, covering the center. Peterson gets back, heads up, man wide open, blocked. Next shot, rebound goes over the shoulder of Scanapiaco, and Windy City picks it back up behind the Blues net. They send it behind the net for Boyer. Boyer's pass to Zilm is picked off. Uses his shin pad to break up the play. He makes a stutter step move. Windy City takes it off of his stick, and it goes all the way back into the blue zone. Giorgio back to Rubis. Rubis, he's going to skate it, crosses, puts it in deep. Schneider fresh on the ice, goes in on the forecheck. Goalie reverses behind his own net. Windy City and Schneider battle for it. Windy City comes away with it. They put it out to the neutral zone. Komodowski grabs it. He's going to skate it back across the red line. Has it knocked off and heads up. Semi-break. One man back for the Blues. Oh, and he fans on the shot. Good news for the Blues. Harris grabs it. He one-touch passes to Fugner. Fugner crosses the red line, puts it in deep. And here come the Blues on the forecheck. They send it around the sideboard. Blues got to get back now. 3-on-2 coming through the neutral zone. And nice slow approach, shot, blocker save. Schneider sticks it down. Harris grabs the loose puck. He's going to skate it back out. He crosses the red line, crosses the blue line into their zone, makes a move around one. He holds it, gets it to Komodowski. Komodowski gets hit and heads up. They've got numbers from the neutral zone again. So Miniman, Bauer back as Blues are making a line change here. Saved by Scanapiaco, goes all the way back out to the zone. Good pass by Emerson to Komodowski, 2-on-1, as Komodowski had made a move at the blue line and Bauer just couldn't hold up. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off after that offsides against the Blues. Windy City's picked up their pressure the last several shifts and have done an effective job of keeping the Blues out of the offensive zone. Neutral zone face-off will be directly across from Windy City's bench. Crowley, Bowers, and Bauer up front. Brooks and Smith, the defensive pair. Tie-up is eventually won by Windy City. They put it all the way down, and that's going to go for icing against Windy City. So we're going to have another offensive zone face-off. This time it will be to the left of the Windy City goaltender. No change in personnel for the Blues or Windy City. Face-off is taken by Windy City. They're going to skate it through the neutral zone. They go far side, tips off their guy's stick into the corner. He maintains control, tries to put it in front. Nobody home for Windy City. Blues grab it on the sideboard. Bauer's exit attempt is picked off by Windy City's defenseman. Malachi Smith tries to put it in deep. Didn't realize there was a man back there. Windy City with a wide open shot at the net. Shoots it high. Bowers has it bounce off him. He gets it out, and that's going to be offsides against Windy City. So offensive zone face-off after that Windy City offsides will be right next to the Blues bench. Spatansky, Wessel, and Blanchard up front with Peterson and Rubis, the defensive pair. Face-off won by Windy City. They bobble it. Hits the skate of Blanchard. Now they're finally able to get it in. Glove down by Rubis. He's got a man all over him. Makes a move. He gets it up to Blanchard. Blanchard brings it into the zone. He's going to chip it in deep and go in on the forecheck. They send it up the sideboard. Spatansky picks that off. He goes to Rubis. Rubis shot on. Pad save. Goes just wide. Another shot from the point. That is on net, and that is gloved by the Windy City goaltender and held on for a whistle. Offensive zone face-off upcoming to the left of the Windy City goaltender. Windy City has a player returning from the locker room. Spatansky lines up to take this draw. It is won by Windy City. They try to send up the boards, hits Blanchard, bounces behind the net. They grab it. Rubus going to pinch far side, top of the circle, gets the puck. He tries to take a shot, hits the stick of a Windy City player, goes up the sideboards. Rubus grabs it, shoots again, hits a glove, knocked down. Spatansky picks up the loose puck, circles it, takes it to the corner, looking for room. He goes far side to the point to Peterson. Peterson's shot, shin pad blocked by the Windy City forward. Windy City comes away with the loose puck. They flip it out. Spatansky lassos it down, gives it to Wessel. Wessel with space, shot. That goes just wide. Spatansky can't get to the rebound, and Windy City comes away with it. They push it forward. Good stick by Wessel, breaks up the exit zone. He shakes off a hit, still holds it there. He's got 3 Windy City players on him, and Wessel and a Windy City player get tied up, and we will have coincidental penalties. Wessel and 61 from Windy City. Both of them get a holding. So Wessel and 61, Magnuson, go to the box. 2 minutes for hugging. Blues make a fresh line change. Miniman, Komodowski, the defensive pair. Boyer and Zilm will be centered by Giorgio. Neutral zone face-off after those coincidental penalties. Face-off is won by Windy City back into their own zone. They circle. Pass was tipped by Zilm. Couldn't hold it in the zone. They go to Miniman. Miniman to Komodowski. He gives it to Boyer. Boyer puts it in deep. And we are going to have an icing, I guess, even though it was tipped by a Blues player for sure. Yeah, not sure what the icing call was for because he was on the other side of the red line and it was tipped, but it is what it is. So defensive zone face-off to the right of Scanapieko. No change in personnel for the Blues. Giorgio lines up to take this one. Face-off is tied up, won by the Blues. Komodowski has to race for it behind the net. Miniman picks it up as they missed it when they tried to pick it up. Zilm gets it, far side for Boyer. Boyer puts it in deep. He is interfered with heavily as he tries to get in on the forecheck. Goalie sends it up the boards, hits off the dasher, comes right to a Windy City player, and here they come. Great stick by Miniman, breaks up that play. And then they put it back in offsides by a clear quarter of a mile. No offsides call as Zilm doesn't even have a stick. Giorgio grabs a loose puck. He tips it forward. Wow, that might have been one of the worst missed offsides calls I've ever seen. I mean, it was 20 feet easily. Boyer now battles in the corner with 2 players. His center, Giorgio, helps him out. Komodowski comes away with it. He gets a pass over to Schneider. Schneider's shot on pad save. Pushed to the corner. Giorgio sends it back out to Komodowski. Komodowski's pass back to Giorgio's picked off. And they got space coming in. Shot goes wide. Windy City puts it back in deep. Miniman picks it up behind the net. He reverses. Komodowski's tangled up with the player. Has to get away from him to go get the puck. Windy City comes away with it again. They get a shot on. Puck's loose in front. Boyer grabs it. He's going to skate it out. He gets hit, but he's going to maintain control of the puck. Schneider comes in to help him out. All kinds of bodies going flying. And Blues are going to go back to the power play for a roughing penalty against number 9. So Blues back to the power play with 38.8 seconds left here in the first period as Windy City takes a roughing penalty. Blues make a line change. Fugner and Harris join Schneider, who had already jumped on the ice as a line change. And Brooks and Malachi Smith will be the defensive pair to start this power play and most likely to end out this period. Fugner lines up to take it. He falls down at the dot. He's going to pick up the loose puck. He gets it back to Brooks. Brooks gives it to Harris. Harris over to Smith. Smith shot. That's on. Good save by the Windy City goalie through traffic. Puck held by Smith. He sends it out to Harris at the point. Harris over to Brooks. Brooks skates it across the top of the line. Long shot on net. Glove save. So we're going to do it again from the Windy City goalie's left. Fugner lines up to take it. Windy City's going to change out their center. Lines up to take the draw is Fugner. He's got Harris and Schneider on the wings. Harris and the Windy City wingers are pushed back out. Face off, won by Fugner, back to Brooks. Brooks, he hits Malachi Smith. Malachi Smith back to Brooks. 13 seconds left here in the period. Shot deflects off Schneider and goes out of play. So we're going to have another offensive zone face off, this time to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Fugner will line up to take this one again. It is one to the corner to Schneider. He skates it out. He's looking in front. He goes out. He hits Brooks. Brooks shot. That's blocked, and that's going to do it for the first period. Blues and Windy City tied at zeros. Blues will go into the second period with a 52-second power play, and we'll be back for the second period here shortly. And we are ready to get the second period underway. Blues will continue with Schneider, Fugner, and Harris up front. Rubis and Peterson will be the defensive pair. Face-off is won by Windy City. They put it into their own zone. Good tip by Harris. Breaks that up, but heads up. Windy City had only one man to beat. Rubis tips it forward to Schneider. Schneider tries to hit Harris. It comes right back to him. He battles, gives it back to Rubis. Rubis reverses, drops it for Peterson. Peterson hits Schneider. Schneider takes the hit, pushes it in deeper. It comes out of zone, and that's going to be an offsides against the Blues. So off our neutral zone face-off directly across from the Blues bench. Same unit for the Blues. Face-off won by the Blues. Windy City grab it. They're going to throw it back out. Rubis picks it up. He's going to skate it back deep into the Blues zone. He goes across ice to his partner, Peterson. Peterson hits Harris. Harris crosses in. He's got Schneider breaking towards the net. He tried to hit Fugner and gets picked off, and Windy City throw it all the way back out. Peterson chases it down in his zone. Blues start a line change. Peterson goes to Rubis behind the net. Rubis goes back behind the net for Fugner. Fugner, far side, tries to hit Bauer. It's out of his reach. Windy City grab it at their own blue line. They reverse into the neutral zone. They put it in deep, heads up. They've got a 2-on-1. Long shot. That goes wide, and I guess they thought it hit the netting, and they're going to have a whistle. Blues finish the line change. Bauer and Bowers will be centered by Crowley. Komodowski, Miniman join as the defensive pair for this unit. And Scanapieko obviously still in net. This faceoff is going to come to his left in the defensive zone. Face-off is won by the Blues. They try to chip it out, hits off the skate of a Windy City defenseman, goes out of the zone. Windy City grabs it. They go D to D at their own blue line. They go far side. That is stopped by Crowley midair. He chips it back into Windy City zone. Windy City grabs it. They go off the sideboards, and they bring it back to the neutral zone. Good step up by Bowers, breaks up that play. He puts it back in deep. Windy City's goalie settles it for their defenseman. They take it far corner. And almost picked off by Bowers is Windy City's got 3 coming through the neutral zone. They make a move to the outside. Long shot, goal. So 14-13 left here in the second period. Player gets loose, gets to the outside. Shot beats Scanapieko, high glove. So Blues send out a full, fresh 5-man unit. They have Spatansky, Wessel, and Blanchard up front. Defensive pair will be Brooks and Smith. Face-off is won by Windy City. They're going to skate it through the neutral zone. Stick checked by Wessel, and then they have an offsides. They're going to move that face-off to center ice. No change in personnel for the Blues. Face-off is won by Windy City. They circle at the red line, throw it in deep. Brooks gets to it first. He takes a big hit, and he is hurt. He's down, and it is going to be a penalty against Windy City as Brooks took a high hit behind the net, and he went down hard. So looks like he's getting back to his feet. He's on his knees at this point. Maybe not calling a penalty. The ref put his hand up like he was calling a penalty, and they're talking about it now. We'll see what they do. But Brooks is up. He skates to the bench under his own power. Blues send out Rubis and Peterson to play defense with the Spatansky line. Refs are still discussing that play, and they are calling a penalty. Windy City player went to go towards the locker room, and they told him no, just a penalty. So Blues, with 13:54 left in the second period, are going on a power play. They're going to keep the Spatansky, Blanchard, Wessel line up front. Peterson, Rubis will be the defensive unit. Power play music is going in full force here at Centene. Windy City's bench not happy with that penalty call, so they've got both refs over at the bench and did not win their case. Blues will continue with the power play. Offensive zone face-off will be to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Spatansky lines up to take it. And Windy City came away with it. Spatansky picks it off, gives it to Rubis. Rubis back to Spatansky. Spatansky out to Rubis, far side point, back to Spatansky. Or I'm sorry, that's Wessel. Wessel shot, hits something in front, goes right to Peterson. Peterson has it knocked off of his stick. Windy City sends it all the way down, and that's going to be icing against Windy City. So we're going to do it again from the right of the Windy City goaltender. No change in personnel. The Spatansky line up front with Wessel and Blanchard on the wings. Peterson, Rubis, the defensive pair. Face-off is won by the Blues. Back to Rubis at the point. He skates the line. He spreads out the wingers, gives it to Spatansky. Spatansky's pass to Peterson is off the mark. He gloves down the errant shot off the glass, tries to get to Blanchard. Peterson comes back away with it. Tried to get to the front. Spatansky there. He gets knocked over. That was Wessel got knocked over. Then Spatansky got knocked over. Rubus makes a move at the blue line, reverses. He gives it Wessel, top of the key. Not key. This isn't basketball. Sorry, guys. Back to Wessel. Wessel to Blanchard. Blanchard tries to put it in front for Spatansky. It goes right to Wessel, out to Peterson. Peterson far side for Rubus. Rubus skates the line. He gives it to his partner Peterson. Peterson, he's going to skate it towards the center. He gives it to Wessel. Wessel to Spatansky. Spatansky's one-timer off the mark. Windy City sent it all the way down, and it is not going to go far enough for icing. Blues change the entire forward unit. Giorgio, Zilm, and Boyer up front. Rubus brings it all the way back into the Windy City zone, pulls up on the sideboards. He blows an edge, and Windy City grabs it. They send it all the way down. Miniman picks it up. That's going to do it for the Blues power play. Emerson up the side glass off of Zilm. Tries to get to Boyer. Windy City comes back away with it. They go far side. Komodowski on a foot race to the puck. He sends it deep, takes a big hit after the play. Emerson Miniman tries to send it up to Zilm. It gets knocked off their stick by Windy City. Heads up. Wow. Gave it up. He had room right to the net. And great save by Scanapieko to keep this a one-goal game. Giorgio lines up to take this defensive zone faceoff. He wins it to Komodowski. Komodowski skates it. He puts it off the boards, kicked back by the Windy City defenseman. Finally clears. They put it back in. Zilm sends it to Miniman. Miniman goes far side to Boyer. Boyer behind the back pass to Giorgio. He tries to tip it over to Boyer. It's picked off. Then Miniman picks off a pass. Can't hold up, and he puts it in offsides. And we will have a neutral zone face-off. This one will be right across from the Blues bench. Giorgio, Boyer, Zilm continue on forward. Miniman, Komodowski, the defensive pair still. Windy City comes away with that draw. They take it out of their own zone. Miniman picks it off. He puts it right back up. His pass picked off. Comes right back to him. He gets it to Komodowski. Komodowski hits Giorgio right up the gut. He gives it to Zilm. Zilm tries to go back to Giorgio. It's too high for him. Komodowski picks it off at the point and heads up. Here comes Windy City back to the neutral zone, 3-on-2. They pull up, shot, that goes wide. And Zilm's going to battle on the sideboards. It gets pushed all the way back down for Miniman. Miniman tries to go to Boyer. It finally gets there. Boyer sends it back behind the net for Miniman. Miniman up the boards to Zilm. Zilm tries to get a pass over to Boyer, hits his skate, and big hit by Giorgio, and he's going to go to the box. That's a really bad call. He had the puck, and they're going to call a penalty on it anyways. They're going to call roughing on a clean hit as he separated them. Oh, they give him an elbow, I guess, if you want to say that's an elbow, whatever. But Blues go on the penalty kill with 10:47 left as Giorgio gets an elbowing minor. Blues send out Spatansky and Wessel up front. Brooks and Smith will be the defensive pair to start this penalty kill. Face-off is won by Windy City. They try to send it out to the point. It goes all the way down. They're going to have to pick it up. Their goalie settles it. He passes up the sideboards. They go far side. That's going to go all the way down, but not far enough for icing as Brooks and the Windy City player beat it to the line. Windy City circle in their corner. They go out to the point. Wessel pressuring him. They're on the side of the net. They're going to take a shot from the side. That is gloved down by Scanapieko. Dropped. Comes to Wessel. Wessel can't clear. Goes far side again to the near circle. Long shot. Glove save. Held on to by Scanapieko with 10:10 left here in the second period. 54 seconds left here in the Blues penalty kill. Boyer and Blanchard will come out to play penalty kill forward, and Peterson Rubus will be the defensive pair to finish off this penalty kill. Defensive zone faceoff comes to the left of Scanapieko. Face off won by Windy City out to the point. Boyer gets out there and hustles to do that. Good play by Peterson to disrupt the pass, and it squirts right past the Windy City defenseman. And their exit attempt picked off by Peterson. Here come the Blues. They've got a little bit of space. Try to hit the wraparound. That's going to come all the way out. Now Peterson, Rubis got to get going. Peterson grabs it, sends it to Rubis. Rubis, tries to clear right to the wrong team, and shot, pad save or skate save or something. And then another save while he's on his stomach with his stick, puts it to the corner. And another save by the pad of Scannapieco. Rubis finally grabs it. He tries to go hard off the boards. It rolls over the stick of the Windy City player. Boyer goes for a change. And here comes Windy City back into the blue zone. Good step up by Blanchard, knocks it back out of the zone. Fugner now on the penalty kill, pushes it back. Blues at full strength as Giorgio comes out of the box. And that will be an offsides against the Blues. Windy City player lost his net guard. Ref was kind enough to give it back. Blues finish the line change. Fugner on center with Schneider and Harris on the wings. Miniman and Tomadowski will be the defensive pair. Face-off is won by the Blues. Fugner pushes it in deeper. They pick it off. They're going to go up the sideboards. They're going to tip it, and Miniman's got to get back as it's a 2-on-1. And good play by Miniman to push it to the outside. Schneider picks it up, tries to go up the boards to Fugner. That's out of his reach. Their shot picked off by Tomadowski. His pass to Harris picked off, and somebody has to go help in the corner as Tomadowski gets dropped, shot loose in front. Two saves by Scannapieco again. Fugner puts it into the far corner. Tomadowski grabs it. He goes high off the glass, glove down by Harris. He tries to push it out. Schneider gets it. He tries to tip it forward to Fugner. It's out of his reach. Windy City turns it back in to the blue zone. Tomadowski gets it. He skates it. He gives it to Harris. Harris has it knocked off of his stick. Blues have to regroup again. Man, rough start to this shift. Tomadowski comes away with it. He goes up the boards, out of the reach of anybody. Schneider battles his man. Fugner hits his man. It's going to get loose into the corner. Emerson Miniman, up the sideboards. Nobody there again for the Blues. This is and pass picked off by Tomadowski. Tomadowski sends it to Harris. High stick by Windy City, picked up by Fugner. They go far side. That's just going to come back into the blue zone. Blues start a line change as they really never got anything going on that shift. Miniman gives it back to Tomadowski in front of the net. They go far side for Bowers. Bowers, he takes a hit. Windy City takes the puck away from him. They go far side now, and they're going to bring it through the neutral zone. They are offsides by several feet. No call there. Brooks has it behind the net, reverses his partner Smith. Smith skates up the sideboards. He tries to go far side for Bowers. It's bouncing. He beats his man to it, keeps pushing it deeper in the zone. That's a good forecheck by Bowers. He tries to get to the front. Good idea. Crowley grabs it out to Bauer, and it's a loose puck. It is picked up by Windy City, and here they come. Good back check by Bauer, breaks that up. It comes out to Bowers, and here comes Ian Bowers, crosses the line. He's going to take a long shot. That's on net, and that was late into the shift. So he shoots it on. They'll take the whistle, and we'll get a line change. Blues send out Spatansky, Wessel, Blanchard up front. Smith, Brooks will stay out on defense. Offensive zone faceoff will be to the left of the Windy City goaltender. Blues would like to turn some of this momentum back in their favor here as they've been on their heels the last several shifts. Faceoff is won by Windy City. Heads up, they got a man behind. That's going to go all the way down and should be an icing. How do they wave off that icing? Wow. Blanchard brings it through the neutral zone. Wessel helps tip it in. No Blues there as Windy City comes away with it. Good stick by Blanchard, broke up the pass. Good step up by Smith as now they've got two Windy City players back in the blue zone. Long shot. That hits the shin pad of Brooks and goes to the corner. Windy City controls. They take it behind the Blues net. It is on the back of the netting, and they're going to blow the whistle. Blues send out a fresh defensive pair in Peterson and Rubis. Spatansky, Wessel, and Blanchard will continue up front. Face off, won by Windy City out to the point. Shot deflects wide of the net into the corner. Peterson grabs it. He goes to Rubis. Rubis tries to tip it forward. It is held in by Windy City and heads up. Long shot. That is a shin pad blocked by Peterson again. Loose puck comes to the front of the net. Peterson pushes it into the padding of Scanapiaco, and he covers it here with 6:14 left in the second period. Giorgio, Boyer, and Zilm jump the boards. They'll come out and take this defensive zone face-off to the right of Scanapiaco. Giorgio lines up to take it. Face-off is won by the Blues. Back behind the net for Peterson. Peterson skates it out. He goes high off the glass. Kicked in back in the zone by Windy City. Good hold by them. Peterson comes away with it. He hits Zilm, and Zilm brings it into Windy City zone. Shot hits the skate of a Windy City player, and now they battle for it. Windy City comes away with it. They push it back into the neutral zone, and here they come 3-on-3 back into the blue zone. They take it to the outside. Puck rolls on him. Giorgio picks off the pass. Blues have numbers coming the other way now, as it's a 3-on-2. Zilm brings it in. He drops for Rubis. Rubis shot on, glove save. Giorgio grabs it. His pass to the front hits the side of the net, and then they send it all the way down. And what will not go far enough for icing is Rubis got a piece of it. Rubis's pass bounces up into the Blues bench and hits Stutzer right in the blue note. Blues send out a fresh forward and defensive unit. Fugner, Schneider, and Harris up front. Miniman and Komodowski, the defensive pair. That face-off is put deep into the blue zone. Komodowski retrieves it, takes it behind the net, and passes to Miniman. Miniman sends it up the boards out of the reach of Schneider. They put it back in deep, and heads up. They've got space with it. They try to go to the front of the net, picked off by Komodowski. He gets it to Schneider. Schneider over to Harris. Harris brings it in. Schneider breaks to the net, and Harris takes it behind. He goes to Miniman. Miniman can't control, tries to get it to Harris, and Fugner now helps him out. And I don't know who has the puck. Fugner comes away with it. It gets tipped by him, and finally Windy City able to clear. Komodowski retrieves it in the blue zone. He circles. Heads up, he's got a man all over him. He gets knocked down. Fugner grabs it, sends it behind the net for Miniman. And Fugner gets hit hard after the play. Schneider has it. He tries to go up the boards. Nobody was there. Out to the point, blocked by Fugner. And Harris grabs it. He brings it out and heads up. He's got a one-on-one, one man to beat as the Blues start the change process. His shot goes high and wide. Komodowski picks it up. He goes to Komodowski. Komodowski down into the corner to Bauer. Bauer to Miniman. Miniman's shot towards the net doesn't get there, and exit attempt beats him. Komodowski hits his man off the puck. Bowers grabs the loose puck. He chips it up to Komodowski. Komodowski skates it behind the net. Nobody home except a Windy City player on that side. They send it out to the point. Shot, that gets through just wide of the net. Komodowski sends it up the sideboards to Bauer. Bauer tries to go far side for Bowers, connects, but he's got a man all over him. Crowley there picks it up, and then it has it stripped off of his stick. Good step up by Komodowski. High stick by Windy City, as they're going to say a Blues player touched it, which they didn't. They come away with the puck. Shot, that goes high. A lot of pressure again here by Windy City, and that puck is trapped in the corner. They finally get it out, goes to the point, goes far side to the Windy City winger, blocked by Bowers. Shot on, loose puck in front. Miniman battles for it. They come away with it. They take it behind the Blues net. To the front, wide open, and goal. Bad hockey means goals for the other team. You can't leave men wide open in front. And when you do, this is what happens. Wide open winger. Puck went right to a stick, and they buried it. Bummer. Blues send out a fresh unit. Malachi Smith and Brooks will be the defensive pair. Spatansky, Blanchard, and Wessel will be the forward unit. Blues now down by 2 goals, as Windy City has been all over the Blues for most of this period. Face-off won by Windy City again. We've said that a lot today. They've been good on the face-off dot. They're going to put it in deep behind the Blues net. Brooks grabs it. He goes off the boards all the way over to Plancher in the far side. Plancher goes back to Brooks. Brooks goes up the boards, held in by their defense. They send it back in deep. Brooks gives it to Smith. Smith's pass picked off, goes right to the front of the net. They tried deflecting it on. Wessel grabs the loose puck, sends it behind for Smith. Smith sets up behind the net. He goes to Blanchard. Blanchard, he gets leveled from behind. No call. Gets it to Spatansky anyway. Spatansky brings it in, has it knocked off of his stick. He puts it in deep for Wessel. Wessel chips it around one man. He tries to go to the center. It bounces off. Smith holds it. He goes far side. Windy City sends it back out, and here they come through the neutral zone. Blues need to get a little more physical here as Windy City's picked up their physicality big time. And they're going to put it back in deep for the Blues zone. Brooks picks it up with one man on the forecheck. Blanchard on the sideboards gets it. He just flips it down the zone. That's going to go all the way, and they're going to call off icing as the Windy City player stops skating. Fresh unit for the Blues on the ice, Giorgio, Boyer, and Zilm step on the ice. Offsides against Windy City there. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off across from the Windy City bench with 1:56 left here in the second period. Defensive pair will be Peterson-Rubis. Face-off won by the Blues back to Peterson. He skates it through the neutral zone. He chips it forward. Picked off by Windy City. They throw it right back into the Blues zone. Rubis reclaims it in front of the Blues net. Skates the top of the circle. His pass hits a Windy City skate. Peterson now picks it up, reverses behind the net. Another Windy City stick blocks that one, sends it back behind the net. Peterson grabs it behind the net to Rubis this time. Rubis hits Zilm. Zilm skates it through the neutral zone. He crosses the red line, throws it in deep. Blues go in on the forecheck now. They send it behind their own net. Big hit by Boyer knocks him off the puck. They're going to send it up the sideboard. Zilm battles him. They're able to finally clear the zone. Comes far side. Picked off by Rubis, and here comes Rubis with Zilm streaking towards the net. He gets it, and Zilm gets absolutely lassoed to the ice. No call again. Wow. Zilm got absolutely bear hugged to the ice. No call. That's rough. Wow. Blues send out a fresh unit. Schneider, Harris, and Fugner will be centering them. Miniman, Kamadowski will be the defensive pair. 1:09 left here in the second period. Blues down by 2. Blues bench asking how that wasn't a penalty. I don't blame them. It was clear as day. You could call 3 different things on it, but instead they picked none. Bugner lines up to take this offensive zone face-off. It is pushed behind the Windy City net. They're going to send it far side. Miniman's going to try to hold it to point. He does, sends it to Harris. Harris makes a move in the corner, goes back out to Miniman. Miniman skates the line. He takes a shot. Schneider tries to deflect that on it, goes just wide of the net. Bugner grabs it. He sends it to the corner for Schneider. Schneider tries to tip it in front for Harris. It gets there, and a good save by Windy City's goalie on the side of the net breaks up that threat. So we'll do it again from the right of the Windy City goaltender. Same unit for the Blues. Face-off won by Windy City. They send it high off the glass, and that goes out of play. We're going to do it again from the exact same spot. Bugner lines up to take this one to the right of the Windy City goalie. Schneider Harris still on the wings. Miniman Kamadowski, the defensive pair. Face-off is won by the Blues, taken by Windy City. Schneider pressures him behind the net, comes all the way out to the point. Miniman tries to get to Schneider in front. He tips it just wide into the far corner. Schneider battles for it. He takes a hit, holds it there. They're going to get it up the sideboards, pinched by Kamadowski, and they get it out. Good back check by Harris breaks up that play. Miniman puts it up the sideboards for Kamadowski. Kamadowski leaves it for Harris. Kamadowski comes and grabs it. He goes far side for Miniman. Miniman's going to skate it into the neutral zone. He skates it all the way in. He sends it to Harris. Harris shoots, and that goes just wide, deflected up into the netting. as they don't blow the whistle, though. They let it keep playing. Harris has it in the corner, and that's going to do it for the second period. So after 2, the Blues down by 2 to Windy City in a lackluster performance in the second period there for the Blues. They're going to take a 15-minute break here as they Zamboni the ice and try to come back with some more energy in the next period. So we'll be back in about 15 minutes for the third period and the conclusion of this game. We'll see you then. Change of plans, everybody watching at home. They will not be doing a scrape for some reason. So we will get the third period started here shortly as somebody decided no scrape. So we'll go right back to play here after a quick talk on the bench, and we'll be back here shortly with the start of the third period. And we are ready to get the third period underway. Blues send out the Giorgio line with Boyer and Zilm on the wings. Defensive unit to start this game will be Smith and Brooks. Ref blows his whistle. He's ready to drop the puck, waiting for the Windy City center to join them at the dot. And we are ready to go. Giorgio wins it back to Brooks. Brooks to Smith. Smith up the sideboards. His pass is picked off. Windy City, long shot. Blocker save right to Smith. He's going to skate it behind the net. He reverses, goes far side for Zilm on the sideboards. Zilm tries to tip it forward. Picked off by Windy City again. They put it right back in deep. And they reverse it behind the Blues net. Blues try to clear it up the zone. Nobody home. Picked off by Boyer. Boyer gets it to Zilm. Zilm back to Boyer. Boyer shakes off a hit, pushes it in deep. He goes in on the forecheck. Windy City, hard pass around. That's going to go all the way down. They're going to say no icing as it's on net. Scanapieko plays it for Smith. Smith to Zilm. Zilm's pass picked off. Good step up by Brooks, takes it away, and then a good step up by them on Zilm, picks it up. Giorgio, big hit, knocks his man over, and they're going to call a penalty on that. So apparently you can only make hits after the play if you are wearing a white and purple jersey, not a blue, yellow, and white jersey. So Giorgio's going to the box. .21 left here in the third. Blues go to the penalty kill. Giorgio to the box for a minute 30. Spatansky and Wessel will be the forward penalty killing unit. Peterson, Rubis will be the defensive penalty killing unit. Face up, won by Windy City out to the point. They make a move around Wessel, drop the puck for their winger, retreating. He skates the line. He's going to go to the top of the far circle. He skates it down, puts it behind the Blues net. Peterson chases it far corner. Wessel there to help him out. Windy City comes away with it. They bobble the pass, finally able to get to the point, back down deep into the corner. He circles. He's going to go out to the point again. They hold it there. He puts it back in deep. Peterson pushes up the boards. Wessel, he fans on his pass. He tried to put it hard behind the net. They go far side. Rubis out there for it. The shot gets through, blocked up by somebody. Wessel tries to clear. That's Rubis tries to clear. It bounces and takes a weird hop. It goes all the way out, but here comes Windy City right back into the blue zone. And they take it to the near side here, all the way down to the corner. They send it behind. Rubis grabs it. He goes off the boards. That's going to go all the way towards the point. Good hold by their defenseman. Spatansky pressured him. Windy City gets it. They go far side. Amazing save by Scanapieko. Keeps this a 2-goal game. They send it out. That's going to be a high stick. And we will have an offensive zone face-off with 14:09 left in the third period. 19 seconds left in the Giorgio minor penalty. Blues send out Blanchard and Boyer up front. Miniman and Komodowski, the defensive pair. Offensive zone faceoff will be taken by Boyer to the right of the Windy City goaltender. It is won by Windy City. They take it behind the net. Good pressure by Boyer. Breaks up the play. They got to reclaim it in the far corner. They're going to go far side. They connect on the pass. Give and go to the man cutting through the center. Makes a move around one Blues defender. Comes all the way out to the point. Picked off by Komodowski. Komodowski's going to skate it through the neutral zone. Blues got numbers. And here comes Komodowski and Blanchard one-on-one. Tries to get to Blanchard, hits a skate. Finally comes out to the Blues point to Miniman. Miniman shot. That is blocked in front. Comes to the sideboards to Miniman. Miniman puts it in deep for Boyer. Boyer puts it deep back to the sideboards. Nobody there for the Blues. They clear it out. Hits off one of their own players' skate. Miniman gives it to Komodowski. Komodowski up the near side here to Crowley. Crowley puts it in deep. Blues finish their line change. And defenseman or goalie plays it for a defense. Crowley almost picked that off the goalie's stick. Miniman grabs it. He sends it to Crowley. Crowley puts it back in deep. Here come the Blues on the forecheck. And goalie again plays it. It is tipped out of the zone by a Windy City forward. Brooks has his pass deflected. He gets it right back, gets it to Bowers. Bowers makes a move, crosses the red line. He throws it in deep. And here comes the Bauer boys on forecheck as Ian and Brandon Bauer, both on the forecheck, come away with the puck. And Bauer's pass to Fugner is picked off, and the Blues have now started a line change. Malachi Smith picks it up. He gives it to Fugner. Fugner tries to get to the outside. He has it knocked off of his stick. Blues are finishing their line change. Schneider hits his man off the puck. They throw a puck in from the neutral zone on net. Scanapieko tried to play it to the corner, and they held on to it, or they blew the whistle. So Blues finish the line change at that whistle. Fugner with Harris and Schneider up front. Brooks and Smith, the defensive pair. Face-off won by Windy City. They try to put to the front. That is deflected. Heads up. Their man wide open. They get two shots on two. Good saves by Scanapieko as they had a little bit of space in front and got two decent little shots off. No change in personnel for the Blues. Bugner will line up to take this defensive zone face-off to Scannapieco's right. Face-off won by Windy City. Quick shot, and that is held on to by Scannapieco, and we'll have another face-off to his right. Face-off won by the Blues. Harris tries to get it around. Schneider tips it. He grabs it out of the zone. He tips it forward. Harris is going to go in on the forecheck, and he wins the battle to the puck. He skates at the sideboards, gives it to the point to Brooks. Brooks shot, hits Schneider, bounces on net, and that is held on to by the Windy City goaltender. So Blues this time will have an offensive zone face-off to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Bugner lines up to take this one. He wins it to Harris. Harris to Brooks. Brooks to Smith. Smith shot, deflects just wide. Schneider gets the rebound. He goes out to the point to Smith. Smith holds it at the line. He puts it back in deep. That's going to go all the way around far corner. Bugner hits his man. Loose puck picked off by Harris. Harris gets knocked down. Still has the puck beneath him. Bugner grabs it. He takes it inside, tries to get to Schneider. It's out of his reach. Windy City comes away with it, and they're going to bring it back through the neutral zone, 1-on-3. Good hit by Smith, breaks up that play. Brooks picks up the puck. Brooks goes back to Smith. Smith off the boards for Harris. Harris tips it around a man. Schneider's going to pick up the loose puck. He brings it in. He tries to get it towards the front of the net. That gets deflected to the far side, and good hold at the point by Peterson is Blues start a line change, and here come Windy City back in, and referee collides with Zilm as he was just getting on the ice. Zilm tries to send it over for Giorgio. Windy City comes away with it. They put a shot on net. That's saved by the stick of Scannapieco given to Peterson. He retreats behind the Blues net. He hits Boyer. Boyer chip pass to Giorgio. Giorgio and Zilm now through the neutral zone. Giorgio gives it to Zilm. Zilm puts it in deep. Giorgio chases it far side, beats his man to the puck. He goes to Peterson. Peterson's shot. That hits the winger. Comes right back to the neutral zone. They give it to Giorgio. Giorgio puts it back in deep. Zilm goes in on the forecheck. He wins the battle to the puck. He reverses. Giorgio helps him, takes the puck off his hands. Giorgio sends it out to Rubis. Rubis takes a shot. That's tipped just wide of the net by Zilm. Boyer now gets it far corner. He sends it to Peterson. Peterson's shot's blocked. He picks up his own block shot, gives it to Zilm. Or that's Boyer. Boyer out to the point to Rubis. Rubis shot. That hits a skate in front. Loose puck. And Zilm can't get a stick on it as Windy City's goaltender is going to hold on to it. So offensive zone face-off coming to the right of the Windy City goaltender. Fresh unit on the ice for the Blues at the forward position, and Spatansky, Wessel, and Blanchard. Defensive unit will be Peterson and Rubis. Face-off won by Windy City to their own corner. They go up the glass. It's gloved by Peterson but missed. And heads up, they have a 3-on-1 into the Blues zone. Good back check by Spatansky, breaks up that play. He's going to battle a man in the corner. Peterson comes and tries to grab it. Windy City pushes it forward. They go far side to the point. He's got a step, takes a shot. That's loose in front. Blues push it to the far side. That's flipped all the way out to the near side here to Wessel. Wessel brings it in. Goes far side for Spatansky. Drops it for Rubis. Rubis shot. Deflects just wide by Spatansky. Wessel picks it up far side. He goes to Rubis. Rubis makes a move to the center. He tries to take a shot. That's blocked. He's got two men on him. He reverses, grabs it. He puts it back in deep. Wessel goes in on the forecheck. Blanchard goes to help him out. They flip it high off, and that is into the stands. And so we will have an offensive zone face-off to the left of the Windy City goaltender with 9:11 left here in the third period. Blues send out the Crowley-Bauer-Bowers line. Komodowski-Miniman will be the defensive pair. Crowley lines up to take this face-off. It is a tie-up, finally won by the Blues. Crowley tries to get the shot towards the net. It goes just wide. They're going to send it up the near boards here. Bowers sends it back into the corner for Crowley. Crowley back to Bowers. Crowley gets it again, goes to Komodowski. Komodowski to Miniman. To Bowers. He fans on a shot. Here comes Windy City back through the neutral zone. And Bowers picks up the loose puck after Komodowski knocked it off their stick. They're going to send it right back into the Blues zone, though. Komodowski grabs it. He goes over to his partner, Miniman. Miniman, he's going to try to chip it out. That's gloved down by Windy City player. Goes right to Bauer. Bauer gets it to Komodowski. He sends it to Bauer, but he had blown a tire and is on the ice. Windy City turns. Here they come. They're going to put it in deep. Blues start a line change here while they're in the neutral zone. Scanapieko sends up the sideboards to Schneider. Schneider tips it for Crowley. Crowley tries to tip it to Bowers. Bowers nowhere to go with it. Sends it to the blue line. And here comes Windy City right back in with it. As they got room, good deflection off something. Sends that into the netting behind the Blues goal. Blues finish the line change. Fugner and Harris join Schneider up front. Malachi Smith and Linus Brooks join them as their defensive unit. Defensive zone face-off to the left of Scanapieko is going to be taken by Fugner. He wins it. It goes behind the net for Smith. Smith goes to Schneider. Schneider tries tipping it forward, and it goes into the Blues bench. Not sure what the attempt was there, but it literally went right into the Blues bench. So we're going to do it again from the right of Scanapieko. Face-off is won by the Blues. Schneider's going to skate it out of the zone this time. He tries to go far side for Harris. It gets into the zone. Harris goes to the outside. He's looking to the front. He takes it behind. It gets knocked off of his stick. Good pinch and hold by Malachi Smith. And then finally they're able to clear. Harris picks it up. He tries to reverse it to Smith. Schneider's there, hits his man. Malachi Smith gets it to Fugner, and here comes Fugner with Harris. As he's got room, he hits Harris. Oh, can't get the shot off. Windy City's goalie knocks his own net off, and then does something that most goalies don't do. He put it back on for us. Puck comes out to the point. Brooks holds it. Schneider has it, tips it down low for Harris. Harris drops it for Schneider. Schneider behind the net for Fugner. Fugner gets it to the front. Nobody there as it deflects high off the goalie's stick. Harris picks it up. Goes far side for Smith. Smith's shot. That goes wide. Fugner grabs that one. Fugner is going to skate it out to the blue line. He skates at the top of the near circle here. He takes a shot. That hits a shin pad. Goes to the corner. He battles off a man. Schneider helps him out. They've got two Blues, two Windy City players there as they're going to battle for it. And Schneider's trying to push it deeper into the corner. And puck is moving, goes behind the net. Windy City grabs it. It comes deep. Malachi Smith pinches, holds it there. And good hold at the line by Harris as Blues are going for a change. He's got room, skates it behind the net. Shot hits the stick of the Windy City goalie, goes to the corner. He's going to continue battling. What a great forecheck by Harris here as he was the only man out. Zilm comes away with it, drops it for Giorgio. Giorgio gives it to Harris, back out to Rubis. Rubis to Peterson. That shot hits a skate. Peterson grabs it down to Zilm. Zilm looking for somebody. He goes far side trying to hit Rubis. Deflects off something, going to go all the way down. Scanapieko settles it, gives it to Peterson. Peterson tries to hit Boyer. Boyer has it knocked off of his stick. Giorgio helps him out, and Windy City player lost a stick. Peterson grabs it, goes to Rubis. Rubis skates it out the far side. He crosses. He's going to put it in deep. Blues going on the forecheck now as Windy City's goalie not quite sure what to do with that, and so they just leave it behind the net. They're going to send it up the sideboards. Now a little chip pass forward. Good step up by Peterson, breaks up that. They're going to turn, throw it in right at the red line, and Scanapieko settles, sends it to the sideboards for Boyer. Boyer back to Peterson. He resets behind the net. He hits Boyer. Boyer tries to clear it. It gets knocked off of his stick, right back to Peterson. Blues back behind their own net again. We're going to try the opposite way this time. Bounces off Zilm's stick and right to Rubis. As Rubis, he's going to go for a skate now. Sends it to Boyer, and here comes Boyer with one to beat. He's got space. Gets to the outside. He gets taken down. Should be a penalty. Another takedown of a Blues player on a semi-break. And I don't think they're going to call anything again. Wow. That's 2 of those. Blues bench clearly not happy with that missed call. In Windy City's coach is complaining about something. I don't know what he could possibly have to open his mouth about right now after watching what his player just did, but he's complaining about something. Wow, no call. That's crazy. Wow, and they're talking, and between the 2 of them, neither of them saw that. That's probably the worst missed call of the game, especially against some of the weaker ones that the Blues have faced. But that's the name of the game when you have live officials, so it is what it is. We move on. Spatansky, Wessel, and Blanchard will be up front. Komodowski, Miniman, the defensive pair. 5:04 left here in the third period. Blues still trail by 2. Exit pass is blocked by Wessel. Spatansky grabs it. He throws it right back in deep. Blanchard goes in on the forecheck. He hits his man and ties him up. They get it. They're going to send it out to the point. Komodowski holds it. He takes a shot. That deflects just wide far side of the net. Windy City grabs it. They're going to send it up. Good stick by their player to hold it down. Komodowski keeps him to the outside. Fans on a shot. Komodowski puts it into the corner and gets around him. He goes up the boards for Blanchard. Blanchard has 2 men on him. Another fan shot by the same player as he might want to check his stick. They finally try to get to the front and miss the net on the shot, and they dislodge the net as they're skating by it. So Blues will continue with the same offensive and defensive units. Spatansky's line with Komodowski and Miniman with 4:22 left here in the third period. Face off, won by Windy City out to their point. They take a shot. That deflects off something. Komodowski picks it up. He tries to go up the boards to Wessel. Wessel tips it to Spatansky, and here comes Spatansky and Blanchard, 2-on-1, back into the zone. They got Miniman far side. Shot. That goes just wide, and Blues got to get back now as Miniman was in on the pinch, and they've got a 2-on-2 come back in. Good step up by Wessel causes the offsides there. Blues send out a fresh unit. Schneider, Harris, and Fugner up front. Defensive pairing will be Malachi Smith and Linus Brooks. Neutral zone face-off will be right across from the Blues bench after that offsides. Face-off is won by Windy City. They bring it in. They shoot it a mile high. Brooks grabs it off the boards for Harris. Shot again as that puck bounced on Harris. They get it to Harris now through the neutral zone. Harris makes a move around one man. He's got one to beat. He gets held, tripped, you name it. He just happened to him. Schneider grabs a loose puck, sends it to the point. Malachi Smith shot wide. Next shot by Brooks is a skate save, and puck comes away, and Windy City is finally able to clear. That comes all the way down. Linus picks it up. He skates it around his near circle. He brings it through the neutral zone. He tries to give it forward to Harris, and it squirts out after he takes a hit to Smith far side. Smith crosses the red line. He's going to put it in deep. Windy City's goalie plays it. Fugner's going to race for that puck. He wins it. He pushes it in deep. Schneider goes to help him out. They send it up the boards. Brooks grabs it. He puts it back in deep. It hits off a skate of a Windy City player. He kicks it all the way back out. And now the Blues are regrouping, and they're going to send it back in as they are finishing a line change. Schneider steps up and breaks up their exit pass, and it's going to squirt back in, and it's going to be offsides. .249 left here in the third. Blues down by 2, and what has at times been a pretty lackluster performance. And Windy City really showed up in the second period and took it to us. Blues put it in deep. Windy City's goalie plays it off the glass. Zilm breaks that up and knocks it back to the ice. He gets tied up with 2 players, pushes it forward, and good shim pad by Giorgio as he blocks it. Puck goes back far corner. Rubis is going to pinch. He thinks better of it. Good skate save by They call a hand pass, even though the ref that was in the proper position, waved it off, and the back ref decided to blow the whistle anyways. Blues bench clearly not happy with this officiating crew right now because they are looking at them very sternly. They don't like to yell at refs, but they look at them. They give them the look. Blues win the faceoff. Peterson puts it in, not deep enough to get past the Windy City. Then he holds at the point as they try to clear. Zilm helps him out. Boyer comes in, and Windy City tries to clear again. Nothing happening. Giorgio unable to hold it. They're going to push it all the way down. That's going to go almost far enough for icing, but not quite. Rubis grabs it. He goes to Peterson. It goes in between his legs. Boyer comes back to grab it. He's going to skate it behind the Blues net. He goes up the boards for Zilm. Zilm takes the body and lets it go forward, and good hold by the defenseman there of Windy City, but Giorgio picks off the puck as it's sitting in between his legs. He's going to skate it through the neutral zone. He chips it forward to Boyer. Boyer has it go past him. Windy City grabs it. They launch it around the boards. Good hold by Zilm, far side. Windy City grabs it back. Great hold by Rubis as finally they're able to clear. They send it back to Peterson. Peterson's going to skate it near side here. He puts it in deep, goes for a change, and here come the Blues with the line change late here in the game, and they're going to send it all the way down in what should be icing, and it is. .109 left here in the third. Blues looking like they're going to come away with a loss today. Spatansky lines up to take this draw. It is tied up. Windy City comes away with it. They go up the glass. Komodowski gloves it down, holds it, gets it back to Crowley. Crowley drops it for Fugner. Windy City comes away with it. They're going to skate it through the neutral zone. And Crowley pushes them all the way to the outside. They take a shot and goes behind the net. Fugner gets there, blocks the entry attempt to get it lower. Blues clear to the neutral zone. Crowley goes in on the forecheck. They're going to go far side this time. Then they're going to put it in deep. Komodowski goes behind the net to retrieve the puck, and Windy City comes away with it. Wow. Wow. Just wow. Blues are just really struggling to get the puck out, finally do so. That's going to go all the way down on net, and that's going to do it. Blues are going to go down 2-0 here, and we'll be back this afternoon against the Omaha Mastery. And until then, we'll see ya.